Hello yogis, Namaste. Welcome to Shanti Peace Yoga. If you've been practicing with me for some time, you'll know it's been a while since I've created an online class. I've been really busy behind the scenes creating my own home yoga studio, Shanti Sanctuary. I'll include the link to my website in the description box below if any viewers want to practice in person. Today's class is a full body stretch and flow practice with a bit more attention to the hips and hamstrings. If you have a block, I recommend using it, but if you don't, you can still join in. Let's begin using our block and coming into a yogi squat, Malasana. We're going to spend some time here in this deep squat, so if you don't have a block, you might not come down as low, or you might need to come in and out of the pose, depending on how your hips are feeling. Lowering yourself down to sit on the block, use your elbows to actively spread the knees apart, and try to keep an upright position in the upper body. I like to rock side to side as we start, getting a little bit of fluid and mobility into the hip joints. As we hold here, let's connect to nostril breathing, breathing in and out through the nose. If you're an experienced yogi, you might connect to an ujjayi breath or an ocean breath, having that slight constriction in the throat during the inhale and exhale. You might close the eyes, turn your attention inward, focusing on each inhale, carrying oxygen and nutrients into the hips, and each exhale, letting go of a little bit more tension. Let's prepare to release Malasana, taking one final inhale and easing ourselves up to standing on the exhale, placing the block to the top of the mat. Facing the long edge of the mat, we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold, bringing the hands to the hips to start, widening our stance with the toes pointing forward. Inhale as you raise the arms up overhead, palms touch, and exhale as you forward fold, bending from the hips, allowing the head to come down. You might like to rock side to side, again getting some mobility and releasing tension in the hamstrings, the hips, and the inner thighs. Keep your head really heavy, letting go of any strain in your neck. If it's hard to be in this position and the floor just seems too far away for your hands, you can place your hands on the block. We'll find stillness now in the forward fold, and we're going to walk our hands over to the left foot and allow the right hand to take hold of the left ankle. Coming into a twist, we're now going to raise our left arm skyward. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose. Taking one final inhale, and then lowering the arm down on the exhale, moving on to the other side. Left hand to right ankle, and then extending the right arm skyward. Taking one final inhale, and release back to center on the exhale. Let's stay a little longer in this forward fold to the center, noticing if you're getting a bit more freedom now in the legs, having a deeper fold. We're going to walk our hands forward, coming off the mat, and then heel toe our feet in a little bit closer, bringing each hand to each thigh, and then having a bit of a shoulder stretch here. So dropping the right shoulder forward while our hands are pressing our thighs apart. Now moving on to the left shoulder. Left shoulder comes forward, hands press the legs apart. One more time on the right. And one more time on the left. Keeping this wide stance in the legs, we'll inhale and bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, goddess pose. Arms widen out to the sides. You might like to take Gyan Mudra by bringing the thumb and index finger together. We'll add a challenge by raising and holding our left heel off the mat. Left heel lowers, right heel raises and hold. Right heel lowers, left heel raises and hold. Left heel lowers, right heel raises one more time. Lower down, now both heels raise and hold. Lots of strength in the legs. And release. Inhale, rise to stand. And exhale. We'll transition into Warrior 2 on the right side. Back foot pivoting to the short edge of the mat. Right knee stacked over the ankle, gazing just beyond your front fingertips. Moving into a reverse warrior, left hand to the back of the extended leg, flip the front hand over, palm up, and lean back, opening the chest and the side body. Taking one more inhale, keep the legs as they are, but on the exhale, windmill the arms forward, coming into extended side angle, right forearm resting on the right thigh. Option to keep the left arm reaching forward overhead, or take an arm bind by externally rotating the left arm, bringing the back of the hand to the right hip crease. Feel the strength and engagement in the legs. We'll take one more inhale and carefully release on the exhale, bringing both hands to the mat before transitioning into half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, extending the right leg, and feel free to point and flex the right foot, easing out the hamstrings. Let's take one more inhale, and on the exhale, shifting our weight forward into Anjaneyasana, low lunge, keeping the chest lifted off the right thigh, really dropping the hips down. We're going to move into a lizard lunge from here with a lot of advanced options. We'll start by bringing both hands to the inside of the right leg and heel toe the foot out to the edge of the mat. Stay here if this is enough for you, or add on by opening that right knee out to the side so your right foot is flexed, coming into an open wing lizard. Stay here or add on by using your right hand to gently guide that right knee a little further open. Add on again by circling the right hand up and over, reaching towards your back foot. Adding on one more time, and you can take hold of that back foot, coming into a quad stretch. So there's a lot happening in this final pose. Choose your option, and remember, if your breath isn't steady, the pose isn't ready. If you are holding your left foot, carefully release with control. Then circle the right hand back over, both hands to the mat. Readjust your right knee so it's square on, and you'll push off the left foot to find your yogi squat using the block or trying body weight if the hips allow. Wherever you are, keep the chest upright, crown of the head lifting skyward, and elbows gently pushing the knees a little further apart. Catch your breath here. Taking one more inhale and easing out of Malasana on the exhale, block comes to the front of the mat and come into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Feel free to rock side to side. Keep a bend in the knees if needed, and you might like to hold on to the opposite elbows. Let's inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rising up to standing, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release the hands down by your sides, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll repeat this sequence on the other side. Take a deep inhale as you raise the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, setting up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. This time the right foot pivots to the short edge of the mat, left knee bends, and the arms extend parallel to the ground. Left knee is stacked over the ankle, crown of the head lifting skyward, looking beyond the front fingertips. Keep the breath smooth and steady. Moving into reverse warrior, right hand to the back of the right thigh, flip the left hand over, and lean back in this deep side body stretch. Taking one more inhale, and on the exhale, windmilling the arms forward, coming into extended side angle pose. Our legs haven't moved. Option to keep the right arm reaching forward overhead, or take the bind, externally rotate the right arm, back of the right hand to the left hip crease. From here, we'll inhale, and on the exhale, circle the arm up and over, transitioning into half splits. Left leg is straight. Feel free to rock forward and back, pointing and flexing the foot. Let's transition now into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Left leg is bent, knee stacked over the ankle, and the right hip is heavy, sinking down. Keep the chest lifted off the bent knee. We're going to move into lizard lunge, remembering all the options that we had on the other leg. Start by bringing both hands to the inside of the left knee. Heel toe the foot out to the long edge of the mat. This might be enough for you, or you can flex the left foot and allow the knee to open in an open wing lizard. Stay here, or you can add on by using your left hand to gently guide the left knee more open, leaning back slightly. Add on again by circling the arm up overhead, reaching to the back of the mat. And the last option, take hold of the back foot, drawing that foot gently in towards you, feeling a stretch in the right quads. Wherever you are, remember to keep breathing in and out through the nose if possible. If you are holding onto the foot, carefully release with control. Circle the arm up overhead, returning back to center. And we're moving into Malasana, our yogi squat, so you can push off the back right foot, open the hips out wide, and ease your way down, using your block if needed, or you can try body weight, depending on how open your hips are feeling as we move through the practice. Use your elbows to gently guide the knees further apart, crown of the head lifting skyward. Breath is steady and smooth. Prepare to release Malasana. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, ease your way upright. Remove the block if you used it, and find your forward fold, Uttanasana. Feel free to rock side to side, maybe shake out the legs a little. You might like to hold on to your elbows. Keep the head really heavy here. Let's take our hands to our shins, halfway lift on the inhale, and release, forward fold on the exhale. Inhale as you bend the knees, rise up to standing, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, and release. We're going to make our way down to our mat now. And we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, and you might like to have your block in between the legs here. Facing the long edge of the mat, widen your legs as much as is comfortable. Keep the feet flexed and externally rotated so you're sending your toes out behind you. Sitting up tall, taking an inhale, and walking your hands forward, lowering the chest and head down on the exhale. And this is where you might like to use your block to rest your head on. If you don't have a block, you can keep your weight in your hands or lower down to your forearms, depending on how your mobility is. Try to relax the shoulders and the neck and the face in this forward fold. Really surrender down. We're spending a bit of time here, meaning you can really use your breath to melt away layers of tension, little by little, going deeper and deeper into the pose with every inhale and every exhale. Preparing to release Upavista Konasana. Let's take a strong inhale, and on the exhale, pressing our hands into the ground, carefully raising our chest and our head back upright, coming to center. Place your block off to the side if you used it, and you might like to use your hands to guide your knees carefully back to center. Knees bent, feet to the ground. We'll drop our knees from side to side in this windshield wiper motion, releasing the hips, breathing deeply and slowly. We'll make our way onto our backs now, slowly easing our way down with control. We'll then take our knees into our chest in Uttanasana, and you can have the knees narrow or take them out wide. Keep the head grounded. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. You might like to rock side to side. Keep the left knee bent, but we'll lengthen and extend the right leg straight. Reach your left arm out to the side, and then we'll guide our left knee over and across the body, coming into a reclined twist. Keeping your head looking straight up, or you can turn to look over your left shoulder. Remember to breathe as we hold here. Prepare to release. We'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, guide the left knee up and over, releasing the twist and moving on to the other side. This time the right knee bends, the left leg is straight. Extend the right arm out to the side, and then we'll guide the right knee over and across the body, twisting to the left. We'll take one more deep inhale, and on the exhale, guiding the right knee back to center, releasing the twist. We're coming into Shavasana now, our final relaxation pose. We're going to be here for about 2.5 to 3 minutes, so find a pose that you can really submit and surrender into, letting go of any held tension. For me today, a reclined butterfly position feels good. You might like to just lay perfectly still and straight on your back. You could even be laying on your stomach. Listen to what your body needs to relax today. Once you're in your position of choice, let the eyes close. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Allow the fingers to curl into the palms of your hands. Separate the teeth. Allow the breath to fall into its natural rhythm. And if the mind wanders, bring yourself back to your breath, back to the body, your physical presence here. Making our way out of Shavasana, keeping the eyes closed. You might like to stretch out long, arms up overhead. Maybe roll out the wrists and the ankles, moving intuitively, coming to rest onto your side. When you feel ready, and there's no rush here, we'll slowly make our way into an upright seated position. I like to keep the eyes closed during these transitions. I want to thank everybody for practicing with me this past year. Let's take one final cleansing breath together. We'll inhale through the nose as we raise the arms up overhead, palms touch, and exhale out the mouth, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. We'll close our practice with our mantra, one last time for the year. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing forward, Namaste.